Hello everyone and welcome to FTB Interactions Remastered, episode 8. Today, now we've got our MV circuits, we're going to really plow into the MV age, making MV machines and also maybe upgrading our power system a little bit. Okay, so for power, steam is so LV, so we want to look into diesel. And one way of diesel is through oil. Oil we can pump out from the world, and also we can make it through a distillery and heavy oil LV. And to get heavy oil, we just need oil sands ore, which seems, I think, fairly abundant. So we could do that as well as pumping it out. So that's one option. With this oil, we can actually improve it by turning it into crystallized oil, which takes a crystallized canola seed and actually 5 times our output. Now, we can't do this quite yet, but when we get into HV, we should be able to take an empowered canola seed and double it into empowered oil, which then if we put that in a distillery, we can get 45 litres of diesel. However, we can't quite make the empowered canola seed yet because this is an HV recipe and we're only on MV, so we can't do that quite yet. However, there is another option with our crystallized oil. If we distill it, we can get both light fuel and heavy fuel, and if we mix light fuel and heavy fuel together, we will get diesel. So that's the way we'll be doing it for now. We do need to make crystallized canola seeds, which is actually fairly easy. We just need some canola seeds and some mineral resin, and there's several ways to get mineral resin. We can squish the wood in a squeezer to get the resin, or we can get mineral crystals. To get mineral crystals, we can either extract some wood or we can extract a mineral enriched egg, which comes from a mineral chicken, which is an LV recipe with 2 mana powder from Britannia, infinity dust, and mineral resin. We haven't quite got into Britannia yet. I haven't actually looked and seen if Britannia is possible. That looks fairly possible to me, so maybe we'll be able to make mana powder the natural way, but I think there was also a way where we can use mineral resin and vintium dust and nitor in a mixer, and vintium dust is just an ore found with quartz veins in the nether, I think, from what I vaguely recall. Yes, quartz veins. Maybe there's some in the overworld as well, but yes, we should be able to get that if we can't get it into Britannia, but that's the goal, and then we can start using combustion engines instead of steam powered ones. So I was incorrect. Vintium is not something we can get now. In fact, it's on Euclides Prime. I just didn't really put 2 and 2 together that was something. So it is the Britannia route we must take. And Britannia in this pack is quite different to Britannia that we're used to. It might take me a little while to get my head around it, in fact, because it's just a bit confusing. But to start off with, we should probably make some concrete. And concrete is fairly easy to make. We just need a fluid solidifier, which I don't think we have, and liquid concrete. And liquid concrete is just water in the mixer with clay dust and stone dust. I'm still making the clay and stone dust, but if I put these in a mixer, we should be making liquid concrete. And I set to auto output to this side. I think I forgot to set the... Oh no, it's there. Oh, maybe I did auto output items. Fluids, there we go. And into the fluid solidifier, and this should make us concrete. Light concrete, which auto output to the bottom, please. And there we go, light concrete. Yeah, that was really simple, and it's really, really cheap. It's only clay dust and stone dust, so it shouldn't be a problem. And why did we need the light concrete, you might be wondering? Well, living rock is actually only made with light concrete, so I'll take... Oh, I've already got 16 on me. I'll take 24 home and we'll turn this into living rock the usual way. And that usual way is just placing it around a pure daisy and waiting. Before we can make the normal mana pool, we need to make a dilute mana pool, which is made with some marble slabs in a crafting altar. The actual crafting table is the one before this one, but obviously this one works too. And there we are, 1 dilute mana pool. Next up, we need a mana spreader, and to get that, we need to chuck some any wood into liquid starlight, and to get infused wood, which is one of our steps. However, even though the mana spreader only requires the infused wood, we do actually need to make this to be able to make living wood. So we need an autoclave, and I'm just in the process of making some more LV motors as we have now run out. As it turns out, we are going to need quite a few MV things, and one of the main components for MV stuff is aluminium, so we need an advanced electrolyzer, which will make it much easier for us to get aluminium dust, as we will now be able to electrolyze a lot of things like ruby, which will give us aluminium much easier. One of the new machines I've made is the basic polarizer, which basically just polarizes ingots to make them polarized. that's the gist of it anyway. Yeah, so even though you can craft the magnetic versions of iron, you can't of steel, so that was a necessary machine, but luckily it's only LV, so we can fit it in this little gap that I had anyway, and this will allow us to make some MV electric motors, which I will make more of soon once I have a bit more aluminium at my disposal. And now I've done that, we are able to craft our first advanced steam turbine, which will be used to power our advanced electrolyzer. I've just plugged in our advanced steam turbine, so now if I plug in this, it won't explode? No, and we are getting MV power. Okay, so now if I chuck in ruby dust and wait, we should now get aluminium dust, chrome, and actually also oxygen. So I can pump the oxygen out this way, and this will be used to make us steel, etc. And the other pump I'll put on there, since this isn't making us hydrogen. We're also getting chrome from this, which is nice, but really the aluminium's the thing that is the big deal. I've just spent some time cleaning some bauxite dust, which I just mined from the nether. We don't have that much at the moment, but this should get us a fair bit of aluminium straight from it. Let's have a look how much we get. So we have, well, let's take that out, 6, and loads of oxygen, so that's pretty nice, and I can chuck some more wrought iron in here as well, so that we can have some more steel cooking up. As we're going to need a fair amount of canola seeds to be able to make our diesel system work, I have set up another little roots farm, same as the other one, apart from this one's larger. I've got the redstone triggering the growth ticks, which is working really well. I've literally just planted this a second ago. We only had 13 seeds, that's why it's not full yet, and everything is on top of a hopper, so the hoppers will just transport it around. We could have done it with drawers, but drawers are actually expensive in this, I think, anyway. Yeah, if you get like a silver, we'd need a controller slave for it to work nicely, and that takes 2 LV circuits per slave, which is not something we can afford right now. However, we can afford hoppers, which I assume would work the same way as having just a chest underneath it. So that all just gets transported directly, very vanilla-esque, into a chest at the front, which I will upgrade later to be bigger, but right now we don't even have enough for the farm, let alone to fill a chest. So I'll wait. Hopefully this will grow a bit more soon. This is only 28%, but it looks way more growing than that. And hopefully, oh look, that one's growing. And hopefully we'll have some more canola soon. I thought we set this up now just so we actually have some canola when we need it. We need to upgrade the power for the blast furnace. It went at MV with the 4 turbines, but that's just not enough. I have made an advanced steam turbine, but to actually be able to use it, we need MV energy hatches for the blast furnace, and we can make 2. And the medium voltage coil is fairly easy to make. We just need some fine aluminium wire in an MV assembler. So I'll need to make an MV assembler. Let me mark that down before I forget about it. We are also going to need a PIC or raw ultra low power circuit wafer, and put that in a MV cutting saw, so we'll need to make one of them. We'll also need to make the ULPIC wafer, which will take a precision laser engraver with a silicon wafer, which is just a cutting saw, I think, and the blast furnace, which should be fine. And we're also going to need a lens, which is from the lathe, but we'll also need an advanced one of them, which is a lot really to get into Britannia, so we might need to do this a bit later and see how things go. Just because the blast furnace isn't running very well right now, and I'm just concerned about it because we need aluminium to actually make more things. See, look, it stopped working after one. I assume that's because it's not got enough power. So yeah, we run out of power pretty fast with this still. However, these advanced steam turbines aren't going to go to waste. We actually will be needing them because we have just made our advanced autoclave, which is what we needed to make the fancy wood to make living wood. So actually I have no idea where I've put anything now because it's been a little while, but we do have some liquid starlight to put in here, and we can put in 2 buckets. And also alongside this, I have made the liquid starlight chicken. It's over here. Say hello to the chicken. Astral chicken. So this gives us liquid starlight instead of aquamarine, so we never have to do aquamarine again. So that should just go in there and produce us liquid starlight. Light well, yes. Oh right, it's right click, isn't it? Not whatever I was doing. So now we should have plenty of liquid starlight. I'm not quite sure how much to be quite honest, I'm not quite sure what we're making now. Mana spreader. I can't remember how much we need for the mana spreader. Let's have a look. Why didn't I bookmark that? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infused wood. We don't actually need any for this. I just did it for the quest. Okay, well, let's go get the quest then. Okay, it's all plugged in. Let's chuck in 2 infused wood, and in 11 seconds we shall have our shiny sparkly wood, and hopefully that'll give us the quest. Goodness me, I've gone on a bit of a tangent here. I apologise if this sounds all very confused, but it's quite hard to keep it all in my head at once when I'm doing like 10 things at once, and then I forget what I'm doing. So, not very organised. Ta-da! Vibrant infused wood. We've got the quest, so now I can continue doing what I was doing. I'm just going to check everything in there for now. That looks much nicer. After a lot of faff, this should be our mana spreader. And now we have that, you'd think we'd be making some endo flames, but no. Actually, apparently there are only 2 types of flower in this game. Well, in the early stage anyway, and that's a dandelion and the petropetunia. And it says the dandelion has a tutorial right next to this quest. I can't see it, so I don't know if I've just gone blind, but I did click around for a little while and I didn't see a particular quest for the dandelion, though I would quite like a quest. Ooh, cellular blocks. I'm sure there's a way to set it up really, really well, so maybe I'll look into that. There's also the petropetunia, but I don't really fancy using petrol. Well, I mean, I could. It probably wouldn't make much of a big deal, but maybe we can see if we can do the dandelion. To make a dandelion, we need this recipe, so we'll need some mystical flowers, which I'll figure out later, some phyto-grow, which we should be able to make, I think, and cellular blocks. And to make cellular blocks, we need 3 flowers, beetroots, or any... Oh no, that's specifically beetroots. The middle one is anything, and the left one is firm tofu. So at least we got the beetroot seeds for a reason. And firm tofu, we need to centrifuge silken tofu, which means we need to centrifuge soybeans. And to get soybeans, we need to find a tropical garden. I haven't seen any gardens spawn, I don't think, from my memory, but we can make them in this simple alchemy thing from rustic, and with jungle saplings and apples of restoration that we used before, which means we need elixirs of instant health, which means we need to cook raw beef with chamomile in that funny machine thing again. So really, we're going right back to our roots. And the thing isn't here. I must have moved it. Oh, look, we've got tons of beef. So, yeah, I came here for basically nothing. I forgot I put it back in my base. But yes, that is what we're up to. And here are our tropical gardens. I don't think there's a way to make it specifically drop stuff. So let's just place them down and hope we get a soybean. Yes, that's a soybean. Woohoo, 1 soybean. So now we have to grow it. I guess I'll break some of... Well, I don't need these anymore because... we don't. Canaf. Interesting. Well, we got some other stuff. I don't know how long that's going to take to grow. I don't have any bone meal anymore, I don't think either, which is a bit of a pain. I don't think I've even got any bones, which is odd. Oh no, I do have some bones. Where are they? Oh, I've got 15 bones. Never mind. It won't take too long at all. And not only are we successful with that, the canola farm's going really, really, really well. So that's nice. We're being productive in every sense of the word. Now I just need to centrifuge the soybeans into silken tofu and grain bait. And then we just chuck our silken tofu back in and it will become firm tofu. And now we can make our cellular blocks, which is actually more than we wanted. So let's just make all of them, because why not? There we go, 30 cellular blocks, that's plenty. So I just had to go at the setup I found online, and we get this much mana from one go of it, which isn't really that much, but I don't really understand this. So maybe actually it would be best just to do the petro flame. Yes, I'm in a creative test world for this. So that just takes a bit of a dynamic tamp. This one seems easier. We do need a bit of oil, but we're going to do the oil stuff anyway, so could be fine. This one's technically cheaper if we just really need some sort of dispenser, block placer in certain locations to turn on when, I don't know, when this has stopped doing its thing, so maybe once every 5 minutes. I mean, that would work as well. These are really cheap, to be honest. We just need to do a beetroot farm and a soybean farm, so we could do that. And anyway, we only need the mana dust right now, so it should be fine for that, even though it does take up a lot of space. Turns out first, however, we are going to have to do a bit more mining, because we need a saltpeter to be able to make phyto-grow, no matter what recipe we use, I think. Apart from this apatite one, but I don't have any apatite either. Maybe I can find... Oh, pyrochlore. How do I... That's... Oh, maybe I'll get an apatite vein in the overworld instead. That's African lilies. I think I've seen that around before. We'll mine some of that, and we've got plant balls, so that should solve the phytogrow issue. And thanks to my amazing scanner, we were able to find an apatite vein, which is just here. And it also has this stuff in it. Phosphatey. Oh, we went too far down. Yeah, I've absolutely no idea what this does. Where's the little, yeah, here we go. Oh no, it just gives us, phosphate and this, which if I put it in maybe the electrolyzer? No, centrifuge, calcium and phosphate. I'm sure it's useful for something. And ta-da, we now have our dandelion. Perfect. And of course, we won't be able to use this stuff unless we have a wand of the forest. So there we go, one wand of the forest with a mineral chunk and some wisdom wood. So now we should have everything basically ready to set up a nice little system. I'm also going to just need some other random blocks. I don't know, some andesite bricks would be fine. And we're going to need quite a large space for this, a 25 by 25. So I'm really not sure where to put this because it will be big. But I kind of want it over on this side of the island because this is going to be our magic side, I would assume. But yeah, this is not going to be a very pretty setup. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, I've got everything set up. This is our little area right now. It is sort of chunk aligned. I guess I'll probably mostly be here for now anyway. I did it as a grid just to make it easier for me. And this is the setup. Hopefully it works. So let's turn it on and see how it goes. So it's moving as it should be. I think this is meant to go through 100 iterations. So I'm not sure. I guess now we've got the space, we can easily set it up again to try other things. Yes, this doesn't last forever, but it does look really cool. I've never set up the dandelion before. It is meant to make quite a bit of mana though. Probably not the most ideal method of doing it. I'm really unsure. I couldn't figure out myself. Not that I really tried, but yeah. If anyone knows any better ways to do it, then let me know, and hopefully I'm not so far ahead that it doesn't actually make a difference anymore. Okay, and once it's done, it spits out the mana and it's basically filled this little pool. Oh, how... And here's where I am not paying enough attention. We don't want mana steel dust. We want mana... Is it one word? No. Oh dear, back to being confused. Where's the thing that needs it? Mana powder. Oh, it has to be a mana enriched egg or phytogrow. Well, that's strange. Luckily for me, I could do it. So here we go. That's one. We can do one at a time. I need at least two to make this a better mana thing. So I'll just wait and hopefully we can get a few more. And now we should be able to make an actual mana pool, thankfully. Luckily for me, all these astral extra recipes they've added don't actually take starlight particularly, so I can mostly do it whenever. And there we go, one mana pool. And look, and there's our little Botania setup down here. I don't know if I managed to save any of the mana by breaking the mana pool, or it just sort of... Oh no, I did save it. Woohoo. Yeah, it's still half a thing in there. So yeah, this will help us. We'll get... I put the phyto stuff away. Get some more mana dust, and then we'll finally, after all this time, hopefully be able to make ourselves a little mineral chicken. Okay, finally, if I mix a smart chicken infinity dust, 200 litres of mineral resin and some mana powder together, and put it to circuit 6, in 30 seconds we will have ourselves, finally, a mineral chicken. And ta-da, we now have a mineral chicken. Woohoo! So I need to go 10, 10, 10 that. We're also going to need 64 crystallized canola seeds, which may take a little while, so we'll work on that. And I'll work up setting out some automatic crystallized canola seed system. Okay, so the first half of the diesel setup is prepared. It's not completely done because I don't quite have enough mineral chickens, but that's fine, things are keeping up. So we start off with the mineral chicken, who is having its mineral enriched eggs. These then fall into a basic compressor and turn into mineral crystals, which are already backing up on, which is pretty nice. These go straight into a centrifuge where they are centrifuged into sawdust, carbon dust, plant balls, methane and mineral resin. This goes into a hopper, or the item output, so obviously this is going to fill up quite quickly, so I'll have to make a drawer or something make this a bigger chest or something just to keep up with that, but this was just so I could see if the system worked. I then have 2 pressurized fluid conduits, and that's because I'm not really quite sure how GregTech works in terms of 2 fluids. They always seem to get stuck if there's 2 fluid outputs, so I thought it would be easier just to do it like this. This means actually this has got a higher priority. Oh no, it doesn't have priorities on these for some reason, but methane only seems to be wanting to go into that one anyway, so that's fine. But I guess because it's closer, even though it looks like it goes into this one, it doesn't actually, so Oh, that's all right. Our mineral resin will go into the top one. We then have the mineral resin automatically being pumped into a chemical bath where it is mixed with the canola seeds from our farm that's kind of far away and probably should be closer, but that's all right. I've just put a load in here for now and that should be keeping up. And slowly but surely we are getting our crystallized canola seeds. So there we go, automatic crystallized canola. All we need to do is add the canola and occasionally empty this out, I suppose. Not really sure what plant bowls do. Oh, they can give us slimy saplings, that's nice. And they give us biochaff, which is used to make bacteria. Ooh, right, what does this do? Oh, this is where things get exciting. Stem cells. I can make super worms. Oh, wow, I can make bacteria. For those who don't know, I have a degree in microbiology, so this is much cooler. Though I do have a specialization in virology, not bacteriology, but I still think bacteria is pretty cool. So yeah, that's mutagen. Oh, that's pretty cool. Fun. Can't wait to get into that stuff. Okay, now I have the second half of the diesel system set up, which is actually really nice and easy. So we have our empowered canola seeds here, and this is the new side. So we start off with some oil sands, which may have to just be changed to straight oil, which would render the first two machines more useless, but that's fine. The oil sands go into a basic centrifuge, and they are centrifuged into heavy oil. Yes, we're running a little bit low on power. It's okay, we'll sort it out soon. And we just turn you off for now while we're waiting for the power. In the basic distillery, this heavy oil is turned into normal oil on circuit 5. It is then sent down to the basic mixer, where it mixes with crystallized canola seeds to make crystallized oil. This is sent into two basic distilleries. The first basic distillery on circuit 13 makes us light fuel, and the second distillery on circuit 14 makes us heavy fuel. These both go into a MV mixer, where when we have enough light fuel and enough heavy fuel, you need quite a lot of light fuel. I think it's about 5,000, which will become more when this starts backing up again. And then eventually we'll produce 6 buckets of diesel. We've already got 6 buckets of diesel. That's very nice. So ta-da! Diesel. And it's pretty much free, apart from we have to mine oil sands every so often and move stuff from the canola farm. Apart from that, it's free. I don't quite remember why I wanted the canola chicken now. It makes us oh, my farm's better than him. I don't think I actually care about the canola chicken anymore. Yes, we could have the canola chicken to automate this, but to be quite honest, I mean, I'll save these just in case. But really, I don't think we need him. We've got tons of canola seeds, more than we could ever possibly need or actually store, to be quite honest. But yeah, there we go, diesel. So now we can actually start getting into liquid fuel power. And now my new issue is I don't think I have enough aluminium to actually be able to power this with fuel instead of steam turbines anyway. And also we'll need to upgrade these to MV. We'll need to upgrade those to MV energy hatches. This I've already, yeah, that's already there. Which, yeah, I'm gonna need a precision laser engraver to do that, and we'll also need a lens, which we can make in the lathe, so that's fine. But we'll need an MV lathe, which I think I've already got all of this sort of cordoned off, which is annoying because I need aluminium now. Maybe I can make a LV combustion engine thing. Okay, just to try and actually get some aluminium in, I have powered these just with a empty steel cell. To be fair, I'm getting quite a lot of power, so it should really be fine. I just want to make sure, let me just close that up for now. I probably would need a sort of hatch in there to get to what I want. But yeah, so basically, yeah, I just need aluminium. I really don't have it. I've got a stack in here or something that I just couldn't make. So now hopefully this will keep running for a while. I mean, yeah, diesel seems to be good. We're making quite a lot of it. This is all sort of was losing power. I don't know if that's because everything was being sucked by this or what. I suppose I can change some of these to gas turbines if I needed to, or add some more steam turbines and some cables or whatever. But really, it's just a sort of having a bit of a steam problem. But now we have diesel, we just need to get the infrastructure able to kind of switch around. Okay, so it's definitely running smoother now, so that's pretty good. We have a power issue that we've had before, and yes, diesel's great, but we do actually have enough steam to run all the steam machines we already have. The issue is actually the transfer, I think. These Putin pipes are good. They do 240 litres per tick, which sounds good, sort of, but it's actually really kind of bad. However, I've just realised that mana-infused metal pipes are actually insanely much better, and they're just as cheap, really. It's just steel and some mana. I'm just making loads right now. Even just a normal one is 3,000 litres per tick. That's like more than 10 times better than the Potten ones, and it can handle gases, so it's fine. I could even make the even bigger ones, so they're a bit expensive. So I'll probably just go for these ones for now. That should probably sort. Maybe I'll go for the really big ones. Yeah, maybe I'll go for the really big ones. It's probably best. It's probably more future-proof if I do that. And we've got tons of steel. We were making tons of oxygen. So again, like I said, we're having power problems. Everything keeps shutting down. So yes, it would be good if we had plenty of mana-infused metal. We've got tons of steel in here anyway. Well, not tons anymore. I've taken most of it to turn it into mana-infused stuff, but we could make tons if we need. Okay, Steam system updates have occurred. Ignore all the charcoal I'm wasting. It's fine. We don't care. It's free. So basically, now all the pipes are large mana-infused metal pipes, which should probably will back up with a lot of steam, but that's fine. I have put an MV pump onto this, so it will extract. It's about 2.5 times faster than the pressurized fluid conduit. That's 256 millibuckets a tick, and this is 100. So that is better, if not amazing, to be quite honest. So I think a lot of buffers are just filling up. I have connected the outputs of the fluid hatches directly to the mainline pipe, as well as having it pump out of the dynamic tank, just because. I've also got some extra steam in here which hasn't been going anywhere, which I was going to put into the system, but then it's just exporting really slowly. So this should be filling up some buffers. All the pipes are connected to each other, so I think this one particularly at the end, yeah, so these pipes are all filling up with steam now. It will have quite a lot of steam, I think, in the pipes, but hopefully it'll be enough steam, oh hello cow, around to actually be able to power the machines rather than just not, because that seems to be the problem. So how's the steam doing over this side? Okay, it's all full, so hopefully we can actually run the electrolyzer and this. Oops, okay, that's broken now. Oh, that's finished. Oh, colour me surprised. Anyway, we should now have actually enough power to run everything. This should all be running. I mean, actually, I think this is stalled because we're full on diesel, which is fine. But yes, hopefully now it's the steam sort of transport will be good enough to actually run my machines, so I can actually start getting some more aluminium. So thanks to a comment, I finally remembered that I have the jackhammer, which I can repair like so. So now mining will be much more easy. I can't believe I forgot all about it. I made about 2 stacks of MV motors, and I wanted to make some MV pistons, and I realized these small aluminium gears are only 1 aluminium ingot in an extruder, but 2 in an alloy smelter. So here we go, 1 MV advanced extruder, which should help a bit, but also means we can finally have a decent hammerhead. After all this time, we can finally improve it. So I'll have a look and see what ones we can get and what ones are actually available to us. To be quite honest, I think we can maybe get cobalt. I can't quite remember how we got. There was a way to get cobalt, potentially. Yeah, not sure. And we can in fact get cobalt really quite easily actually, and that's by electrolyzing cobaltite. And there we go, cobalt dust, arsenic and sulfur, and the cobalt's obviously the thing that we want. The only issue with cobalt is to make it, we do need the blast furnace and some oxygen, but also I've got so much oxygen that's not really a big issue. I've got more oxygen than I could ever know what to do with, so I'll just transfer some over to the blast furnace and we can cook up some cobaltite. Well, cook up some cobalt, not cobaltite. It's the cobalt that we want anyway. Okay, and now for the moment of truth. 1 hammerhead and some cobalt, and it's working. And yes, it's going to take a long time, but once you've done this, we will finally have a cobalt hammerhead. And hopefully, actually, maybe I can make a better tool rod as well. That would be nice. Okie dokie, it's time to upgrade some of our tools. So let's start off with the hammer. We have 150 durability. This takes it to 800. And with a living wood tough rod, it adds even more. That's crazy. I'm not sure. I think I might want to keep well established instead of magnetic, because I like the XP. So that gets rid of the iron one. That one's better. So let's take that. And what does it, how much more durability? Oh, we get, I think having the more XP is pretty nice, so I'm going to keep one of those for now. I'm also going to upgrade my lumber axe a bit, just so it's got a bit more durability. That's way more. And the pickaxe with not enough modifiers. What do you mean not enough modifiers? Why can't I have a living tool rod? Oh well, can't do that one for some reason. And then this one as well. So now we have all cobalt tools, and I really don't know why I can't do that. What do you mean not enough modifiers? Is it because I already changed it once? I thought I could continue. Oh well, maybe no, not sure about that one. Oh well, the sword can have it then and upgrade just a tiny little bit, which gives it, I eat zombies for breakfast. Oh, we get more modifier slots. Oh, that's pretty nice. How many modifiers have we got on this now? Just the one more. Oh well, that should speed up our mining a bit. So I've been collecting supplies, doing some crafting. We now have our MV lathe and MV assembling machine, which is very nice, as well as some steam turbines to power them. Yes, I went for steam instead of combustion. I'd rather just focus the diesel on the EBF for now, because actually we're making plenty of steam to actually power everything. Now I've changed all the pipes to larger ones, which that was definitely the bottleneck. So we need 2 more machines to be able to get our ULPIC and for us to be able to upgrade the turbines for the EBF, and not the turbines, the MV energy hatch with the ULPIC, which is also used for dynamos and other things, which is useful. But there are 2 bottlenecks. First, we need vanadium steel, which I haven't actually looked at, which is a mix of steel, vanadium, and chrome. We've got chrome. I don't know if we have vanadium. It's an ore in... Okay, we've definitely got vanadium somewhere. Vanadium magnetite. Okay, we've got loads of it. We've got at least some of it. It's in here somewhere. Okay, we've got 18 in this one. And how many in here? 6. Okay, we've got a little bit, so that should be fine. The other thing that we need is electrum, which is just silver and gold, so that's fine. But we also need a flawless emerald, which we get from sifting purified emerald ore. That's just LV, so we're fine. I don't think we've actually got any emerald ore though, at least not to my knowledge. No, we don't have any emerald ore, so we need to find an air vein in the overworld, mine that, and then we should have enough emerald to be fine. Yeah, we're getting close to actually what we want. Okay, I have had to make an MV mixer as well to be able to mix these together. Is vanadium steel circuit one. There we go. And that'll take 20 seconds, but we should get some vanadium steel. We only need 4 to make the gear. I assume it's used for other things. It feels like a familiar word, so obviously it must be useful. But we're getting there, though. I do think I used up all my remaining whatchamabobs machine hulls to make the MV mixer, and I probably shouldn't have. Oh no, there's an MV machine hull in here, and I assume these are the... Yes. Curious. However, vanadium steel is one of the mildly annoying ones, which means I am going to have to put it in a blast furnace to cook it, which should be fine. It takes 80 seconds. I hope it'll be done. Hope it'll... Maybe I'll just, to ensure that it definitely cooks the right one and I'm not waiting another 44 seconds for aluminium, we'll just do something like, oops, like this. There we go. Hopefully I'll cook the vanadium steel next. Yes, it is cooking. And also I have now set up there's a mana steel pipe connected to that which feeds these combustion generators automatically. It just goes, it's a smaller one than the steam one. Yes, it's a bit of a mess around here. I love how big these pipes are. I don't know why. I think they look cool. So yeah, we've got a little bit of a backlog of diesel in here. They hold so much, so it doesn't really like buffer here, but we're making plenty. Obviously, I mean, the only problem would be the oil sands, and to be quite honest, we've got absolutely tons of it left still, like 2.5 stacks pretty much. So yeah, the slow thing is the light fuel. There'll be better recipes in the future, but right now I think we're keeping up. And here we go, some more MV machines for all the ones that we want. Perfect. Now, to actually be able to make the MV energy hatch, we're going to use a ULPIC wafer, which is what the precision laser engraver was for, which needs a silicon wafer. And the silicon wafer is just cutting in an MV cutting saw, which we made the monocrystalline silicon ball, which is a blast furnace recipe with silicon dust and small piles of gallium arsenide. And we're not quite there yet. And sadly, we're not going to get there today because I have a plan for next episode, which includes sorting out all of that stuff. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to wait until next time. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.